resupply on. Well, I got some tasty treats here from the co-op that's just outside of, what's the name? Hanover. Yep, Hanover. And we were walking out today just past that gas station right over there. Alright guys, see you.
Good morning everyone. Today is day, I think 148. Perhaps it's day 149, who knows anymore. But it's a Saturday, and I think it's August 12th. We spent the night in Hanover, or rather right outside of Hanover, with some trail support that we had. It was amazing. Thank you very much. We got great Italian food for dinner that we ordered to our hotel room, and basically just got to relax and do laundry, and did a quick resupply this morning. Those are always our favorite stops when we can just kind of hang out. And now, as you saw yesterday, we're officially in New Hampshire and headed towards the Whites. I believe we will be climbing up our first mountain that belongs to the Whites in about 2 days. So we're really excited for that, and we're curious to see how our mileage is going to adjust, or if there will be changes. We've heard some hikers tell us our mileage will be cut in half, and then we've heard other hikers say it really doesn't change that much, so I guess we'll just have to find out for ourselves. And for today, we're only doing about 11 miles. We got out of town a little bit late, and it's supposed to start raining around 5. So we're just trying to get some miles in, get to the shelter, and get our stuff set up before the downpour starts. And I think that's all. So we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Beautiful little meadow right there. And they're gorgeous, however, during the day they just turn into a humidity fest because the plants just kind of hold the heat. And man, it is easily 5 to 10 degrees hotter when you go through that little field. But it is kind of pretty. So, alright, off we go trying to beat the rain. Out on the south peak of Moose Mountain. It's 2,222 feet. It has got this amazing view. Got a lake down there, you can see some boats going. Got the mountains off to our, what I can imagine is, I don't know, maybe almost south. We're kind of twisting, kind of weird here. Best view. Alright, on to the shelter.
Hey guys, so here is our campsite for the night. We are at Moose Mountain Shelter. We got here before the rain started, which we're pretty excited about. I don't know if you can see it. We have this little quaint little spot right over here. And looks like we're the first people here so far, which is unusual. But I'm sure we'll have a bunch of Nobos and Sobos joining us shortly. Let me give you a quick view of the shelter itself. Pretty nice. And then there's this little fire pit, Purvy's down there. But what we're most excited about is the view, which you can sort of see. I'm sure this would be great for a sunrise. I guess you can't really see it from here, but it looks really nice from where I'm standing. But yeah, that's where we're staying for tonight, and we'll update y'all more tomorrow morning. Bye. Hey guys. So I know some of you have wondered about the Purvy situation, or the restroom situation on the trail. And this is a unique one we haven't encountered yet. It's a Purvy with a roof, but no walls. I'm not quite sure who came up with that, but I guess, if nothing else, it makes for good ventilation. And then if you turn around here, you can see the campground's right up there. Maybe 50 feet away, a little less. And this is where the Purvy is, which means they have a clear view of you, and you have a clear view of them. But I use the Purvy anyway. So, yep, just another day on the AT.
Hello everyone. So we are currently going up Smarts Mountain here in New Hampshire. So should have a phenomenal view up at the top. Had a good day so far. We got out of camp around 7, woke up about 5:30, 5:45-ish, and we're able to get about 8 miles in before noon. Probably gonna do a 17-mile day today just because the option was either do 12 or 17. And at this point we kind of want to get some mileage in because we're going to go over our first white mountain in a couple days, and we wanted that to be our short day before we went into town to recuperate, and that is Mount Moosilauke, of course. Loving the scenery. It's been great. It's cooled down a little bit. Hopefully that'll stay. We know for a fact we'll have some really cold weather up on the whites. And let's see, we've been seeing a lot of southbounders lately, which is really neat. We caught the July 1st bubble, and now we're in the early June bubble, and it's really neat to have all these hikers that are, I don't want to say somewhat fresh, but they're all very happy that they're out of the whites and the harder part of the trail. So that's inspiring to us. And we also had that from all the long trail hikers who, in some instances, we were seeing people on the first, second day of their hike and we're just amped up, and it was great to see that excitement again, and you start to feel it yourself. So anyways, gonna wrap up the day, probably about 17.7 miles though, once we get to the Hexacube shelter. Gonna have some great views for you guys coming up, and then once we get up on Smarts Mountain, because there is a Firetower there as well, so it'll be pretty neat. And that's all I got for you now. Take it easy. Very pretty.
Oh look, they have a little American flag up there.
Oh yeah.
Also, Justin is moving around to make it wobble.
Oh no. Being falsely accused right now.
Oh look, you can see the wind turbine thingies.
Oh, I wonder if that is Mount Moosilauke and everything over there.
Whatever.
Off to the east.
Really tall one.
Yeah. Just looking for the big mountains, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Out over there. There's some really, really big ones back behind it, so I'm assuming those are the whites. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Let me walk over here with the open window. Oh man. Gorgeous. Just be careful. Everyone, so we're climbing up Mount Cube Shelter. Got a beautiful day ahead of us. You can see the mist and stuff way out there in the valley. We just came up some rock scrambling, which I think is the new normal for us now, so gonna have to get used to that. It is beautiful up here. Starting to find that it's becoming more of an alpine zone as we get further north and the weather gets harsher, so the tree line is starting to fade back. It's really beautiful and we're excited. Talk to you later. The actual summit of Mount Cube. It took us about 1.7 miles from the Hexacube shelter where we stayed last night. We're gonna have some breakfast up here because we stayed in the shelter and didn't want to wake anybody up, so we just took off out of there. But look at this view. I'm gonna be using up a whole lot of memory through New Hampshire. This is gorgeous. Alright guys, we're gonna get to eating. See ya.
Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, August 14th.
Yep.
And it is also day 151. And we are headed up a mountain. Can't remember the name of it, but that's not too important. We'll be hiking up our first white mountain tomorrow, Mount Moosilauke, which we're pretty stoked about. And to catch y'all up on yesterday, we stayed at a shelter, and it was it the Hexacube?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if we took a video of it, but we actually stayed in the shelter for once because there wasn't much camping space, or the space that there was like on the side of a hill, so we opted to stay in the shelter, which wasn't bad at all. And headed out early this morning. We headed out before 7 a.m., which is super early for us, and had breakfast on top of Mount Q. And the most recent highlight that I think you just saw earlier in this video was the omelet guy. So Carl has been baking, or cooking omelets rather, for hikers since last year. And he does it from May to August, I believe. And it's just an amazing setup that he has, and the omelets were fantastic, and he had coffee and orange juice, and it's during a stretch where there really isn't much, there are not too many views, and the trail isn't too nice, and then in the middle of all that you have an omelet stand, and it was just really incredible. So thank you, Carl, for all that you do. What else? We are headed to a hostel for today.
Hiker's Welcome.
Oh, it's called the Hiker's Welcome.
Yeah, Hiker's Welcome Hostel.
Thank you. And hope to get a good night's sleep there, because we'll be spending all day tomorrow climbing our first White Mountain, and we want to be well rested. And that is all I can think of for now. Am I forgetting anything?
That's it.
All right, I'll tell you.
Morning, everyone. This is the Hiker's Welcome Hostel. There's the bunkhouse right there. We stayed on the second floor. Very nice. Then over here is the hostel itself. They got loaner clothes, they got a kitchen, they got snacks for sale. In the back they got a great pavilion area. This is Wella freezing her butt off because it's cold this morning. We're going up Mount Moosilauke, our very first hike today, so we're excited, and we'll be getting quite a few good views for you guys to see. Coming up Moosilauke so far, it looks like our view that we had on most of the peaks down south. But the sun was trying to peek out, so maybe we'll get lucky. Anyways, see you at the top of the summit. Here's our gorgeous views. It's trying. Alright, down the hill we go. This is gorgeous. Yep. The Mount Moosilauke has been pretty darn steep. I think what kind of compounds the descent is that we've got all these rocks, and they're slippery because we have a cascade just on the other side of this. You can hear it, but you can't really see it right now through these firs, but we're making our way down slowly but surely, and it looks like it's getting a lot better down through here than what it was. Alright guys, see ya. Beautiful cascades. And down we go. So I just wanted to show you the scene of us going up Mount Wolf. It is beautiful in its own way. We know there's sun peeking out somewhere out there behind this mist. We had a real heavy rain last night, and yeah, second day in the whites. So you're gonna have to be super careful coming down. Got a little bit of a butt kicker of a day, doing 16 miles through some pretty harsh terrain, so trying to be optimistic, but I'll be realistic and say this will probably be one of the harder days physically on the trail. But you know, we've already walked 1,800 miles. Didn't get that on the phone for you yesterday, but we went over 1,800 as soon as we dropped into the notch. So 390-ish to go. Yeah, talk to you later. So just wanted to show you guys the climb we have coming up South Kinsman Mountain, and they told us we'd be using our hands a lot, and we are. This is like the best Stairmaster ever, but it's pretty cool, and we got incredible views. You can see the weather has really turned out perfect, and I'm sorry I'm just so winded, but this stuff is a butt kicker. But about a mile from the top, as long as this weather cooperates, we'll have incredible views for you guys. And yeah, that's it. We'll see ya. Lake area, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I believe it's Harrington Pond. That thing's not very big, but it's circled with these gorgeous cliffs here. You've got the spruce trees, and what I can only assume up there, right in here, is the summit. So we're very close. Alright guys. How incredible is this view? Man, the lights are not disappointing at all. So close to the top. Alright, see ya.
This is the next area.
He made, I mean, he ended up selling them all out about 10, 15 years later and moved to somewhere. But he made like $1 million.
Oh yeah, he did great.
You know?
That whole area.
Appreciate it.
Came here all the way from Hawaii.
Yeah.
That or Provincetown, one or the other.
There's a ride on the right hand side.
Huh.
I can blaze away with my pink t-shirt.
I'll definitely get that one. I don't know why this.
It's a little steep.
You're like, yeah, you got it after that. Just slide down.
Actually, sliding would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, you'd stop with that stair.
Yeah, well, if you're on your butt though.
Yeah.
I don't know how that rash comes out.
Cut. Pretty cool. Just stopping in, and then we're heading down to the highway. Finish this up. See ya.
It's like barely underwater. I can see you.